Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're doing something a little different. This one is hyper-focused on you, listener name, and the task that you are tackling right now.
That's right. We've got your notes and materials right here, and we are so excited to dig in and see what we can uncover together.
Okay, so listener name, from what we're seeing, it looks like you're working on brief, clear summary of the task extracted from the listener's materials.
And it seems like your main goals are extract 2, 3 key goals desired outcomes from listener materials. Does that sound about right?
Sounds like a fun challenge. So where do we even begin with something like this?
Well, I think a good place to start would be with specific detail, anecdote, or quote from the listener's materials, chosen for its intrigue or relevance to a key challenge. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. Because when I saw that in your notes, listener name, I have to admit I was a little bit confused at first.
Right. Because on the surface, it seems like initial assumption.
Exactly.
Hmm.
But then I remember that you also mentioned a related topic from the listener's materials.
And that changes everything, right? Because suddenly we're looking at expert connects the detail to a larger trend, concept, or potential obstacle based on their expertise. What do you think?
I think you're totally right, and it actually reminds me of that old saying, relatable analogy to illustrate the strategy.
Yes. And that's why I think it's so important to remember that actionable advice or strategy directly tied to the listener's goals and the insights discussed.
Okay, so speaking of expert, another key point from the listener's materials, chosen for its practical implications or potential challenges. What do we do about that?
Well, the million-dollar question is, expert reframes the listener's point as a strategic question, prompting further analysis and discussion, don't you think?
I think so, but on the other hand, recap of the task's central challenge or decision.
And that's where it gets really tricky because you have to decide what's more important to you. Expert highlights the key factors influencing the decision, encouraging the listener to weigh their priorities.
So listener name, what's your gut telling you so far?
Yeah, we'd love to know what you're thinking.
Because ultimately it's up to you to decide how you want to proceed.
We're just here to give you the tools and information you need to make an informed decision.
Exactly. So with that being said, what are your final thoughts?
I think my biggest piece of advice for you, listener name, would be to recognize a provocative question or idea stemming from the material, encouraging further reflection.
I love that. Such a good point. And on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive.
Good luck with your task, listener name. We're rooting for you.
Yeah, you got this.
Yeah.
And that's a wrap on our deep dive today. Until next time, stay curious, everyone.